Comrades and friends, today, the 1st of July, is a great and solemn day in the history of both the Communist Party of China and the Chinese nation. We gather here to join all party members and the Chinese people of all ethnic groups around the country in celebrating the centenary of the party. Looking back on the glorious journey the party has traveled over 100 years of struggle, and looking ahead to the bright prospects of the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. To begin, let me extend warm congratulations to all party members on behalf of the CPC Central Committee. On this special occasion, it is my honor to declare on behalf of the party and the people that through the continued efforts of the whole party and the entire nation, we have realized the first centenary goal of building a moderately prosperous society in all respects. This means that we have brought about a historical resolution to the problem of absolute poverty in China, and we are now marching in confident strides toward the second centenary goal of building China into a great modern socialist country in all respects. This is a great and glorious accomplishment of the Chinese nation for the Chinese people and for the Communist Party of China. Comrades and friends, the Chinese nation is a great nation with a history of more than 5,000 years. China has made indelible contributions to the progress of human civilization. After the Opium War of 1840, however, China was gradually reduced to semi-colonial, semi-feudal society and suffered great ravages than ever before. The country endured intense humiliation. The people were subjected to great pain, and the Chinese civilization was plunged into darkness. Since that time, national rejuvenation has been the greatest dream of the Chinese people and the Chinese nation. To save the nation from peril, the Chinese people put up a courageous fight as noble-minded patriots sought to pull the nation together. The Taiping Heavenly Kingdom movement, the reform movement in 1898, the 义和团 movement and the revolution of 1911 rose one after another, and the variety of plans were devised to ensure national survival, but all of these ended in failure. China was in urgent need of new ideas to lead the movement, to save the nation, and a new organization to rally revolutionary forces. With the salvos of Russia's October Revolution in 1917, Marxism-Leninism was brought to China. Then, in 1921, as the Chinese people and Chinese nation were undergoing great awakening and profound social changes in history, was becoming closely integrated with the Chinese workers' movement, the Communist Party of China was born. The founding of a Communist Party in China was an epoch-making event, which profoundly changed the course of Chinese history in modern times. Transformed the future of the Chinese people and nation, and altered the landscape of world development. Since the very day of its founding, the party has made seeking happiness for the Chinese people and rejuvenation for the Chinese nation its aspiration and mission. All the struggle, sacrifice, and creation through which the party has united and led the Chinese people over the past 100 years has been tied together by one ultimate theme, bringing about the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. To realize national rejuvenation, the party united and led the Chinese people in fighting bloody battles with unyielding determination, achieving great success in the new democratic revolution. Through the Northern Expedition, the Agrarian Revolutionary War, the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, and the War of Liberation, we fought armed counter-revolution with armed revolution, toppling the three mountains of imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucratic capitalism, and establishing the People's Republic of China, which made the people masters of the country. We thus secured our nation's independence and liberated our people. The victory of the new democratic revolution put an end to China's history as a semi-colonial, semi-feudal society, to the state of total disunity that existed in old China, and to all the unequal treaties imposed on our country by foreign powers and all the privileges that imperialist powers enjoyed in China. It created the fundamental social conditions for realizing national rejuvenation. Through tenacious struggle the party and the Chinese people showed the world that the Chinese people had stood up, and that the time in which the Chinese nation could be bullied and abused by others was gone forever. To realize national rejuvenation, the party united and led the Chinese people in endeavoring to build a stronger China with a spirit of self-reliance, achieving great success in socialist revolution and construction. By carrying out socialist revolution, we eliminated the exploitative and repressive feudal system that had persisted in China for thousands of years, and established socialism as our basic system. In the process of socialist construction, we overcame subversion, sabotage, and armed provocation by imperialist and hegemonic powers, and brought about the most extensive and profound social changes in the history of the Chinese nation. This great transformation of China from a poor and backward country in the East with a large population into a socialist country laid down the fundamental political conditions and the institutional foundation necessary for realizing national rejuvenation. Through tenacious struggle, the party and the Chinese people showed the world that the Chinese people were capable of not only dismantling the old world, but also building a new one. That only socialism could save China, and that only socialism with Chinese characteristics could develop China. To realize national rejuvenation, the party united and led the Chinese people in freeing the mind and forging ahead, achieving great success in reform, opening up, and socialist modernization. We established the party's basic line for the primary stage of socialism. Resolutely advanced reform and opening up, overcame risks and challenges from every direction, founded, upheld, safeguarded, and developed socialism with Chinese characteristics, thus bring about major turn with far-reaching significance in the history of the party since the founding of the PRC. This enabled China to transform itself from a highly centralized plan economy to a socialist market economic brimming with vitality, and from a country that was largely isolated to one that is open to the outside world across the board. It also enabled China to achieve the historical leap from a country with relatively backward productive forces to the world's second largest economy, and to make the historical transformation of raising the living standards of its people from bare substance to an overall level of moderate prosperity, and then ultimately to moderate prosperity in all respects. These achievements fuel the push toward national rejuvenation by providing institutional guarantee imbued with new energy as well as the material conditions for rapid development. Through tenacious struggle, the party and the Chinese people show the world that by pursuing reform and opening up, a crucial move in making China what it is today, China has caught up with the times in great strides. To realize national rejuvenation, the party has united and led the Chinese people in pursuing a great struggle, great project, a great cause, and a great dream through a spirit of self-confidence, self-reliance, and innovation, achieving great success for socialism with Chinese characteristics in the new era. Following the party's 18th National Congress, socialism with Chinese characteristics entered a new era. In this new era, we have upheld and strengthened the party's overall leadership, ensured coordinated implementation of the five-sphere integrated plan, and the four-pronged comprehensive strategy, upheld and improved the system of socialism with Chinese characteristics, modernized China's system and capacity for governance, remained committed to exercising rule-based governance over the party, and developed a sound system of inter-party relations. We have overcome a long list of major risks and challenges, fulfilled the first centenary goal, and set up strategic steps for achieving the second centenary goal. All the historic achievements and changes in the cause of the party and the country have provided the cause of national rejuvenation with more robust institutions, stronger material foundations, and a source of inspiration for taking greater initiative. Through tenacious struggle, the party and the Chinese people have shown the world that the Chinese nation has achieved a tremendous transformation from standing up and growing prosperous to becoming strong, and that China's national rejuvenation has become a historical inevitability. Over the past 100 years, the party has united and led the Chinese people in writing the most magnificent chapter in the millennium-long history of the Chinese nation, embodying the dauntless spirit that Mao Zedong expressed when he wrote, "Our minds grow stronger for the martyr's sacrifice, daring to make the suns and moons shine in new sky." The great paths we have pioneered, the great cause we have undertaken, and the great achievements we have made over the past century will go down in the annals of the development of the Chinese nation and human civilization. Comrades and friends,
100年前
100 years ago,
中国共产党的先驱们
the pioneers of communism in China established the Communist Party of China
坚持
and
真理
developed the great founding spirit of the party, which is comprised of the following principles: upholding truth and ideals,
不怕牺
staying
牲
true to our original
英
aspiration
勇斗争
and founding mission,
对党忠诚
fighting bravely without
不负人
fear
民的
of sacrifice,
伟大建党
and
精神
remaining loyal to the party
这
and
是
faithful to the people.
中国共产党的精神之源
This spirit is the party's source of strength.
100年来
Over the past 100
中国
years,
共产党弘扬伟
the
大建
party
党精
has
神
carried forward this great founding
在长
spirit
期奋斗中
through its
构建
protracted
起中国
struggles.
共产党人的精神
It
谱
has
系
developed a long line of
锤炼出
inspiring
鲜明的
principles for Chinese
政治
communists and tempered distinct
历史
political
川流不
character.
息精神代代相传
As history has kept moving
我们
forward,
要继
the
续
spirit
弘
of the
扬
party has been
光荣
passed
传统
on from generation to
永
generation.
续
We will
红色
continue to
血脉
promote our glorious tradition
永
and
远
sustain
把
our
伟大
revolutionary
建党精
legacy
神
so
继承
that
下
the
去
great founding spirit of
发
the
扬
party
光
will
大
always be kept alive and carried forward.
同志们、朋友们，
Comrades and friends,
100年来我们取得的一切成就，
we owe all that we
是
have
中国共产
achieved over the
党
past 100 years
中国人民
to the concerted
中华民
efforts
族
to the Chinese communists,
团结
the
奋斗的
Chinese
结果。
people, and the Chinese nation.
以毛泽东同志、
Chinese communists
邓小平
with
同志、
comrades Mao Zedong, Deng
江泽
Xiaoping,
民同志、
Jiang Zemin,
胡锦涛同志
and Hu Jintao
为主要代表
as
的
their chief
中国共产党人，
representatives
为中华民族
have made
伟大复兴
tremendous and
建
historic
立了
contributions
标炳史册的伟大功
to
勋。
the rejuvenation of the
我们
Chinese
向他们表
nation.
示崇高
To
的敬
them,
意。
we express our highest respect.
此时此刻，
Let us take this moment
我们深切怀念
to cherish
为中
the
国革
memory
命建设改
of
革、
comrades
为中国共产党
毛泽
建
东
立、巩固、发展做出
周恩
重大
来
贡献的毛泽东、周恩来、刘少奇、
刘少奇、
朱德、
朱德、
邓小
邓小平、
陈云同志
陈
等
Yun, and other
老一辈
veteran revolutionaries
革命
who
家
contributed greatly to China's revolution,
深切怀
construction,
念
and reform, and to the
为建立
founding, consolidation,
捍卫
and
建设
development
新中国
of the Communist Party of
英勇
China.
牺牲的
Let us cherish the
革命
memory
先烈
of the revolutionary martyrs who bravely
深切怀
laid
念
down their lives to establish,
为改
defend,
革开放
and develop the People's Republic.
和社会主义现代
Let
化
us
建设
cherish the memory
英
of
勇
those
献
who
身的
dedicated their lives
革
to
命烈士
reform, opening up, and
深刻怀
socialist
念
modernization.
近
And
代
let
以
us
来
cherish the
为
memory
民族独立
of all the men
和
and
人民
women
解
who
放
fought tenacious
顽强奋
for
斗的
national
所有
independence and the
仁人志士
liberation of people
他
in
们
modern times.
为祖国和民族建立的丰功伟绩，
Their great
永载史
contributions
册
to our motherland and
他
our
们的
nation
崇高精神
will be
永远
immortalized in the annals of history, and their noble spirits will live on forever in the hearts of the Chinese people.
The
people are the true heroes, for it is they who create history. On behalf of the CPC Central Committee, I would like to pay my highest respects to workers, farmers, and intellectuals across the country, to other political parties, public figures without party affiliation, people's organizations, and patriotic figures from all sectors of society, to all members of the People's Liberation Army, the People's Armed Police Force, and Public Security Police, and the Fire and Rescue Services, to all socialist working people, and to all members of the United Front. I would like to extend my sincere greetings to compatriots in the Hong Kong and Macau special administrative regions and in Taiwan, as well as in overseas Chinese. And I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to people and friends from all around the world who have shown friendship to the Chinese people and understanding and support for China's endeavors in revolution, development, and reform. Comrades and friends, though our party's founding mission is easy to define, ensuring that we stay true to this mission is a more difficult task. By learning from history, we can understand why powers rise and fall. Through the mirror of history, we can find where we currently stand and gain foresight into the future. Looking back on the party's 100-year history, we can see why we were successful in the past and how we can continue to succeed in the future. This will ensure that we act with greater resolve and purpose in staying true to our founding mission and pursuing a better future on a new journey that lies before us. We must uphold the firm leadership of the party. China's success hinges on the party.
中华民族近代以来180多年的历史
The more than 180-year-long modern history of the Chinese nation,
100年的历史
the 100-year-long history of the party,
中华人民共和国成立以来70多年的历史
and the more than 70-year-long history of the People's Republic of China all provide ample evidence that without the Communist Party of China, there will be no new China and no national rejuvenation. The party was chosen by history and the people. The leadership of the party is the defining feature of socialism with Chinese characteristics and constitutes the greatest strength of the system. It is the foundation and lifeblood of the party and the country, and the crux upon which the interest and well-being of all Chinese people depend. On the journey ahead, we must uphold the party's overall leadership and continue to enhance its leadership. We must be deeply conscious of the need to maintain political integrity, think in big-picture terms, follow leadership core, and keep in alignment with the central party leadership. We must stay confident in the path, theory, system, and culture of socialism with Chinese characteristic. We must uphold the core position of the General Secretary of the Party Central Committee and in the party as a whole, and uphold the Central Committee's authority and the centralized unified leadership. As we put conscious effort into learning from history to create the bright future, we must bear the following in mind. We must unitedly lead the Chinese people in working ceaselessly for a better life. This country is its people, and people are the country. As we have fought to establish and consolidate our leadership over the country, we have in fact been fighting to earn and keep the people's support. The party has in the people its roots, its lifeblood, and the source of strength. The party has always represented the fundamental interests of all Chinese people. It stands with them through thick and thin and shares a common fate with them. The party has no special interests of its own. It has never represented any individual interest group, power group, or privileged stratum. Any attempt to divide the party from the Chinese people or to set the people against the party is bound to fail. The more than 95 million party members and the more than 1.4 billion Chinese people will never allow such a scenario to come to pass.
On the journey ahead, we must rely closely on the people to create history, upholding the party's fundamental purpose of wholeheartedly serving the people. We will stand firmly with the people, implement the party's mass line, respect the people's creativity, and practice a people-centered philosophy of development. We will develop whole-process people's democracy, safeguard social fairness and justice, and resolve the imbalances and inadequacies in development. And the most pressing difficulties and the problems that are of great concern to the people. In doing so, we will make a more notable and substantive progress toward achieving well-rounded human development and common prosperity for all. We must continue to adapt Marxism to the Chinese context. Marxism is the fundamental guiding ideology upon which our party and country are founded. It is the very soul of our party and the banner which it strives. The Communist Party of China upholds the basic tenets of Marxism and the principle of seeking truth from facts. Based on China's reality, we have developed keen insights into the trends of the day, seized initiative in history, and made painstaking explorations. We have thus been able to keep adapting Marxism to the Chinese context and the needs of our times, and to guide the Chinese people in advancing our great social revolution.
中国共产党为什么能？中国特
At
色
the
社会
fundamental
主义
level,
为什么好？
the capability of our party and the strengths of socialism with Chinese characteristics are attributable to the fact that Marxism works.
新的征程上，
On the journey
我们必
ahead,
须坚持
we must
马克
continue
思列宁主
to
义、
uphold Marxism, Leninism, Mao Zedong thought,
邓小平理
Deng
论
Xiaoping theory.
三个代表
The
着思
theory
想
of three represents
科学发展观，
the scientific outlook on development
全面贯彻新时代
and fully implement
中国特色
the
社会
thought
主义思想，
on socialism with Chinese characteristics
坚持
for
把
a
马
new
克思
era.
主义基本
We
原理
must continue to adapt the basic tenets of Marxism to China's specific realities
同中华优秀传统文
and
化
its fun
相结合。
traditional culture.
用马克思主义
We will use Marxism
观察
to
时代
observe,
把握时代，
understand,
引领时代，
and steer the trends of our
继续发
times,
展当代
and continue to develop the Marxism of contemporary
21
China
世纪
and in the
马克思主义。
21st century.
以史为鉴，开创未来，必须坚持和发
We
展
must uphold
中国特
and
色
develop
社会主义，
socialism with Chinese characteristics.
走自己的路，
We must follow our
是党
own
的
path.
全部理
This
论
is
和
the
实践，
bedrock that
立足点。
underpins all the theories and the
更
practices
是
of
党
our
百年
party.
奋斗得出的
More
历史
than
结
that,
论。
it is the historical conclusion our party has
中国
drawn
特色
from
社
its
会主义
struggles
是
over
党
the
和人
past
民历
century.
经千辛万苦
Socialism with Chinese
付出
characteristics
巨大代价
is
取得的根
a
本
fundamental achievement of the party and the people,
是实现中华
forged
民族
through
伟大复
innumerable
兴的
hardships
正
and
确
great
道路。
sacrifice, and it is the right path for us
我们
to
坚持
achieve
和发展
national
中国特色
rejuvenation.
社会主义，推动
As we have upheld and developed socialism with Chinese characteristics and driven coordinated progress in material, political, cultural, ethical, social, and ecological terms,
创造了中国式
we have
现代
pioneered
化新道
a
路，
new and uniquely Chinese
人
path
类文明
to
新
modernization
形态。
and created a new model for
新的
human
征程上
advancement.
我
On
们
the
必须
journey
坚持
ahead,
党的基本理
We
论
must、adhere to the party's
基本
basic
路线
theory, line,
基本方略，
and policy,
统筹推进五
and
位体系
implement
布
the
局
five-sphered
协调
integrated
推进
plan
四个
and
全
the
面
four-pronged
战略布局
comprehensive strategy.
全面深化
We
改革
must
开
deepen
放
reform and opening up across the board,
新发展阶段，
ground our work in this new stage of development, fully and faithfully apply the new development philosophy and foster a new pattern of development. We must promote high-quality development
推进科技
and
自
build
立
up
自强
our country's strengths in science and technology.
人民
We must
当家作主
ensure it is our people
坚持
who run the country,
依法治国，
continue to govern
坚持
based
社
on
会
the
主
rule
义
of law
核心价
and
值
uphold the
体系
core socialist
坚
values.
持在发展
We
中
must
保障和
ensure
改
and
善
enhance
民生
public well-being in the
坚
course
持
of
人与
development,
自然和谐共
promote
生，
harmony between
协同推
humanity
进
and
人
nature,
民
and
富裕
take well-coordinated
国家强
steps
盛
towards making our
中国
people
美丽
prosperous, our nation strong, and our country beautiful.
中华民族
The Chinese nation has fostered a splendid civilization over more than 5,000 years of history. The party has also acquired a wealth of experience through its endeavors over the past 100 years and during more than 70 years of governance. At the same time, we are also eager to learn what lessons we can from the achievements of other cultures and welcome helpful suggestions and constructive criticism. We will not, however, accept sanctimonious preaching from those who feel they have the right to lecture us. The party and the Chinese people will keep moving confidently forward in broad strides along the path that we have chosen for ourselves, and we will make sure the destiny of China's development and progress remains firmly in our own hands. We must accelerate the modernization of national defense and the armed forces. A strong country must have a strong military, as only then can it guarantee the security of the nation. At the point that it was engaged in violent struggle, the party came to recognize the irrefutable truth that it must command the gun and build a people's military of its own. The people's military has made indelible achievements on behalf of the party and the people. It is a strong pillar for safeguarding our socialist country and preserving national dignity, and a powerful force for protecting peace in our region and beyond. On the journey ahead, we must fully implement the party's thinking on strengthening the military in the new era, as well as our military strategy for the new era. Maintain the party's absolute leadership over the people's armed forces, and follow a Chinese path to military development. We will take comprehensive measures to enhance the political loyalty of the armed forces, to strengthen them through reform and technology and the training of competent personnel, and to run them in accordance with the law. We will elevate our people's armed forces to world-class standards so that we are equipped with greater capability and more reliable means for safeguarding our national sovereignty, security, and development interests. We must continue working to promote the building of a human community with a shared future. Peace, concord, and the harmony are ideas the Chinese nation has pursued and carried forward for more than 5,000 years. The Chinese nation does not carry aggressive or hegemonic traits in its genes. The party cares about the future of humanity and wishes to move forward in tandem with all progressive forces around the world. China has always worked to safeguard world peace, contribute to global development, and preserve international order. On the journey ahead, we will remain committed to promoting peace, development, cooperation, and mutual benefit, to an independent foreign policy of peace, and to the path of peaceful development. We will work to build a new type of international relations and a human community with a shared future. Promote high-quality development of the Belt and Road Initiative through joint efforts and use China's new achievements in development to provide the world with new opportunities. The party will continue to work with all peace-loving countries and peoples to promote the shared human values of peace, development, fairness, justice, democracy, and freedom. We will continue to champion cooperation over confrontation, to open up rather than closing our doors, and to focus on mutual benefits instead of zero-sum games. We will oppose hegemony and power politics and strive to keep the wheels of history rolling toward bright horizons. We Chinese are the people who uphold justice and are not intimidated by threats of force. As a nation, we have a strong sense of pride and confidence. We have never bullied, oppressed, or subjugated the people of any other country. And we never will. By the same token, we will never allow any foreign force to bully, oppress, or subjugate us. Anyone who would attempt to do so will find themselves on a collision course with a great wall of steel forged by over 1.4 billion Chinese people. We must carry out a great struggle with many contemporary features. Having the courage to fight and the fortitude to win is what has made our party invincible. Realizing our great dream will require hard work and persistence. Today, we are closer, more confident, and more capable than ever before of making the goal of national rejuvenation a reality. But we must be prepared to work harder than ever to get there. On the journey ahead, we must demonstrate stronger vigilance and always be prepared for potential danger, even in times of calm. We must adopt a holistic approach to national security that balances development and security imperatives, and implement the national rejuvenation strategy within a wider context of the once-in-a-century changes taking place in the world. We need to acquire a full understanding of the new features and requirements arising from the change to the principal contradiction in Chinese society and the new issues and challenges stemming from a complicated international environment. We must be both brave and adept in carrying out our courage and struggle, forging new paths and building new bridges whenever necessary to take us past all risks and challenges. We must strengthen the great unity of the Chinese people. In the course of our struggles over the past century, the party has always placed the united front in a position of importance. We have constantly consolidated and developed the broadest possible united front, united all the forces that can be united, mobilized all possible and positive factors that can be mobilized, and pulled as much strength as possible for collective endeavors. The Patriotic United Front is an important means for the party to unite all the sons and daughters of the Chinese nation, both at home and abroad, behind the goal of national rejuvenation. On the journey ahead, we must ensure great unity and solidarity, and a balance, commonality, and diversity. We should strengthen theoretical and political guidance, build broad consensus, and bring together the brightest minds and expand common ground and the convergence of interests, so that all Chinese people, both at home and overseas, can focus their ingenuity and energy on the same goal and come together as a mighty force for realizing national rejuvenation. We must continue to advance the great new project of party building. A hallmark that distinguishes the Communist Party of China from other political parties is its courage in undertaking self-reform. An important reason why the party remains so vital and vibrant despite having undergone so many trials and tribulations is that it practices effective self-supervision and full and rigorous self-governance. It has thus been able to respond appropriately to the risks and tests of different historical periods, to ensure that it always remains at the forefront of the times, even as profound changes sweep the global landscape, and to stand firm as the backbone of the nation throughout the process of meeting various risks and challenges at home and abroad. On the journey ahead, we must keep firmly in mind the old adage that it takes a good blacksmith to make good steel. We must demonstrate greater political awareness of the fact that full and rigorous self-governance is a never-ending journey. With strengthening the party politically as our overarching principle, we must continue advancing the great new project of party building in the new era. We must tighten the party's organizational system, work hard to train high-caliber officials who have both moral integrity and professional competence, remain committed to improving party conduct, upholding integrity and combating corruption, and root out any elements that would harm the party's advanced nature and purity, and any viruses that would erode its health. We must ensure that the party preserves its essence, color, and character, and see that it always serves as the strong leadership core in the course of upholding and developing socialism with Chinese characteristics in the new era. Comrades and friends, we will stay true to the letter and the spirit of the principle of one country, two systems, under which the people of Hong Kong administered Hong Kong and the people of Macau administered Macau, both with a high degree of autonomy. We will ensure that the central government exercise overall jurisdiction over Hong Kong and Macau, and implement the legal system and the enforcement mechanisms for the two special administrative regions to safeguard national security, while protecting China's sovereignty, security, and development interests. We will ensure social stability in Hong Kong and Macau and maintain lasting prosperity and stability in the two special administrative regions. Resolving the Taiwan question and realizing China's complete reunification is a historic mission and unshakable commitment of the Communist Party of China. It is also a shared aspiration of all the sons and daughters of the Chinese nation. We will uphold the one country principle and the 1992 consensus and advance peaceful national reunification. All of us, compatriots on both sides of the Taiwan Strait, must come together and move forward in unison. We must take resolute action to utterly defeat any attempt toward Taiwan independence and work together to create a bright future for national rejuvenation. No one should underestimate the resolve, the will, and the ability of the Chinese people to defend their national sovereignty and territorial integrity. Comrades and friends, the future belongs to the young people, and our hopes also rest with them. A century ago,
一群新青
a
年
group of young
高举马
progressives
克思主义思想
held
火炬，
aloft the torch of
在
Marxism
风雨如晦的中国苦苦探寻
and searched
民族复兴的
assiduously
前
in
途。
those dark years for ways to
100
rejuvenate
年
the
来
Chinese nation. Since
在
then,
中国共产党的旗帜下，
under the banner of the Communist
一
Party
代
of
代中
China,
国青年
generation after generation
把青年
of young
奋斗
Chinese
融入党和人
have
民事业，
devoted their youth to the cause
成
of
为
the
实现
party
中华民
and
族
the
伟大
people
复兴的先
and
锋力
remain
量。
in the vanguard of the drive to rejuvenate the
新时代
nation.
的中国青年
In the new era,
要以
Our
实
young
现中华
people
民族伟大复兴为己
should
任，
make it their mission to contribute
增强
to
做
national rejuvenation
中国人的
and aspire
志气、
to become
骨
more
气、
proud, confident,
底气、
and assured
不负
in
时
their
代、
identity as Chinese people
不
so
负
that they
韶
can
华、
live up to the promise of their youth
不负党
and
和人民的
expectations
殷
of
切
our
希望。
times, our party, and our people.
同志们、朋友们，
Comrades and friends,
100年前，
a century ago,
中国共产党成立时
at
只有
the
50
time
多
of
名
its
党
founding,
员，
the Communist Party of China
今天
had just
已经成为
over
拥有
50 members.
9500
Today,
多万
with
名
more
党
than
员，
95 million members
领导
in the
着14
country
亿多人
of
口
more
大
than
国，
1.4
具有
billion
重
people,
大全
it
球
is the
影响力
largest
的
governing
世
party
界
in the world
第一大执政党。100年前，
and enjoys tremendous
中华
international
民族
influence.
呈现在
A
世
century
界
ago,
面前的是一派
China was
衰败凋零的景象。
decline and withering away in the eyes
今天
of the world.
中华民族
Today,
向世界
the
展
image
现
it
的是
presents to the
一
world
派
is
欣
one
欣
of the
向荣的
thriving
气象
nation
正以不可
that is
阻挡的步
advancing
伐
with
迈
unstoppable
向伟
momentum
大复兴。
toward rejuvenation.
过去100年，
Over the past
中
century,
国共产党人向人民和历史交出了一份
the Communist Party of
优异的
China
答
has
卷。
secured extraordinary historical achievements
现
on
在
behalf of the people.
中国共产党团
Today,
结带领
it
中
is
国人
rallying
民
and leading the Chinese
又踏
people
上了实现
on
第
a
二
new
个百
journey
年奋斗目
toward
标
realizing
新
the
的
second
赶考之路。
centenary goal.
全体中国共产党
To
员，
all party members,
党中央号
the
召你
Central
们
Committee calls on every one of you
牢记初心使
to
命，
stay true to our party's
坚定
founding
理想
mission
信念，
and stand firm in your ideals and
践行
convictions,
党的宗旨，
acting on the purpose of the party.
永远保持
You should always
同人民群众的血肉联
maintain
系，
close ties with the people,
始终同人民想在一起，
emphasize and work with them,
干在一起，
stand with them
风雨同舟，
through good times
同
and
甘
bad,
共苦，
and continue
继续为实现人民对
working tirelessly
美好生活的
to
向往，
realize their aspirations
不
for
懈
a
努
better
力，
life
努力为党和
and
人民
to bring
争取
still
更大
greater
光荣。
glory to the party and the people.
同志们、朋友们，
Comrades and friends,
中国共产党立志于中华民族
Today,
千秋伟业，
100 years on from its
百年恰是
founding,
风
the
华
Communist
正茂。
Party of China is still in its prime
回首过去，
and remains as
展
determined
望未来，
as ever to achieve lasting greatness for the Chinese nation. Looking back on the past, we have traveled and forward to the journey that lies ahead. It is certain that with the firm leadership of the party and the great unity of the Chinese people of all ethnic groups, we will achieve the goal of building a great modern socialist country in all respects and fulfill the Chinese dream of national rejuvenation. Long live our great, glorious, and correct party! Long live our great, glorious, and heroic people!